Out the way, go ahead whenever you're ready.
Can I get a large hot hazelnut coffee with cream and sugar?
Anything else?
That'll be it.
All right, your total's going to be $2.49 today. Go ahead and pull forward.
Thank you. Welcome back to 10 Foot Customs. Today we are going to try to do another short and start to finish completed video. This is my list for this is my first list for Ruby of things that need to be completed to kind of make her somewhat drivable. Let's just say move her up and down the driveway under her own power. So, first thing I did get finished was the finish running fuel lines. That's done. I crossed that off. Install working oil pressure gauge. That's done. Crossed off. What I want to work on today is finish under hood wiring and ignition. So currently, if I turn the key on, Ruby still does nothing when I turn the key. It does not try to fire. So I want to try to figure out what is going on with that. One of my subscribers, who seems very knowledgeable on CJs, gave me a couple of ideas to look at. I was in the corner of my mind, I was thinking neutral safety switch, because that would be, it makes sense, even though it's not a neutral safety switch, it's a park safety switch, I would guess in one of these. And luckily for me, he chimed in on my last video and told me where to look. I was going to be searching all over the transmission for a neutral safety switch. He says it is on the steering column. So I'm going to go look down there and see what I can find and see if we can troubleshoot this no start issue. So let me grab a light and we'll get underneath here and we will see if we can try to figure out what's going on. Okay, up underneath this here, let's get some better light on it. That there is our neutral safety switch, and I guess it also is the reverse, cause your reverse lights to come on. Put the pedal out of the way. Come on, focus. I would assume, I'm going to assume that those two blue wires back there, because there's a blue wire to my coil, that's my problem. Looks like there's two screws holding it up there. One right there, one on the other side, and it looks like it's slotted. I wonder if it's just out of position. Possibly. The first thing we're going to try, though, is I'm going to pull the blue wires off, and supposedly I can jumper them and see if it cranks. And that'll let me know if I'm even getting power to there. Come on. Okay. Where did they go? Oh, they're there. Okay. There's our two wires. Let me make a jumper really quick. I just took some big gauge wire and stripped it. And we'll get in here. will connect these two terminals, and hopefully nothing catches on fire. Come on. They're kind of connected. Not great, but we'll see. We'll now turn the key and see what happens. Okay, we have battery voltage. And we have ignition. Okay. So we know we have power to the column, to the switch, and that if I jumper it, it works. So there is a good chance that either the switch is out of adjustment on the column or the contacts are dirty. So I think my first bet is I'm just going to take it off completely because it's pretty rusty and see what it looks like inside there. Ah, expecting them to be rusted and solid. Did I break that one? No. Nope. Get this guy off. Come on. It's stuck. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so the switch is out. This supposedly is my reverse light, so I will check that too and see if those will work later. So this is a switch. It is filthy. I'm going to take some sandpaper, clean the contacts. So this just must hit something inside the column and move. And it doesn't look like it's serviceable. I might be able to bend those tabs. Okay, let me get some sandpaper and clean this and we'll check it again. Okay, so I've got the contacts pretty well cleaned off. And then I've got my multimeter, and I'm going to set it in continuity to beep. So basically, for this one, it's got this little musical note. And if you touch the two terminals, or the two probes, it makes a beep. So this supposedly, those are pretty dirty in there, but supposedly if this is in, if I'm thinking this correct, like this, these two contacts should be engaged and it should beep, which it does not. And then if this is the reverse lights, it would be park, reverse would be there maybe. So reverse is working, park is not working. No, okay. This doesn't look, this looks pretty fragile, but I'm going to attempt to take it apart anyway. There's that tab, that tab, that tab, and that tab. If I bend those, this plastic piece should come off. There's probably going to be a couple of springs and a couple of contact points in there. But if I can clean them off, I might get contact in this. I think this part's like $12. So worst case scenario, I have to pick up one of these things. So let's see if we can get this fixed. I got us a few square inches of room to work on the table. When working with these switches like this, I always like to have a some kind of a towel down or a rag down, because if there's a ball bearing in here and it hits a hard surface, it'll bounce and be gone, and then you have no choice to replace it. Let's see. These tabs are a little thicker than I thought they were. One. There's two. Come on. Oh, come on. That was close. I got a little stab of finger. There's feel some kind of spring pressure already on it, so you know, I'm gonna slide out from underneath there. Okay. Okay, there's our really gross contacts, and so there is a spring under this piece, and a spring under there, but it looks like they're captured, which is kind of nice. We'll clean this off as best we can. This is probably our bigger problem here. A lot of corrosion built up in these contact points. Let me get a little bit of cleaner. I was just at the store and didn't buy any kind of cleaner. It was a little bit of fresh gas. It shouldn't hurt this nylon. That's better. I have a feeling yeah, it's probably this side of this one, it's just green, not making contact. Put a little bit of this on here so you can clean off these gross contacts. Do not have any dielectric grease here. Do it work though, so I'll probably grab some of that if this works, and just kind of, I'll take the switch back out, not disassemble it, but I can probably get some in there to make it work. Those are relatively clean. This is relatively clean. The old grease is out of it. I'm going to clean up these surfaces. Corrosion off of this piece. At least they're now shiny-ish again. Top corner of this one. Okay. Out. Get the tops of these contacts. Nice fresh material to hit. It didn't feel good, like the spring springs are nice and tight. This goes back in just like this. Feels good. Slides along this plate. I'm going to clean the corrosion off of this plate. Good enough. I'm going to put a little bit of a real light bit of grease on here just to make the slide against the back plate a little nicer. Just going to take a bit of this. Don't keep this thing from corroding anymore. And hopefully make this slide a little better. Okay, so now to assemble this, again, I will put a little bit of dielectric in here. I should be able to get it in here. Get this cover back on. If not, put it back there again. Take it and do something. And let you go in. Come on. Oh, I see. There's a tab. There was a tab I missed. Those little plastic tabs that come through here. So that's there. Oh, you can feel the clicks now, though, which is good. Okay, let me bend these tabs back down. I'm going to be gentle. That's that one. That one. And this guy up on top. Oh, I can definitely get dielectric grease in there. If I put on a wire and just kind of stick it in there, I can get it in there. Oh. Okay. Tabs are all bent. This. Let's see if we have continuity. Uncertain. Why would you not have continuity on this one? Those contacts are all clean now. Huh. Nothing, and yeah. There's just nothing here for some reason, and I'm not 100% certain why. I'm going to take this apart one more time and see if I can get continuity one more time. If not, I'm just going to have to order up a new switch. Okay, so the switch is back apart again. I'm going to try something here. I think I may have figured out what's wrong with it. There. Well, maybe I hadn't figured out what's wrong with it. My first thought was that these slider feet were worn down and they weren't pushing enough pressure to spring load these. But now I'm wondering if I'm still hitting a part of this thing that doesn't clean yet. So let me clean this one contact off a hair bit more. These contacts are worn down. They could just be worn down to the point where this is just not going to work again. But let me clean this one contact off a hair bit more and then reassemble and we'll try again. Take two. Did I fix this or not? We have continuity. So I just missed a hair bit of there was a little bit of corrosion on it that I missed. So now, plug these blue wires back into this box. and it wants to go. So let me reinstall that. Switch it back in. Turn the key. And it'll start, or it'll try to start, and then it's neutral. Why is reverse not? Reverse doesn't click in. It's kind of weird. Maybe it does when it's hooked up to the transmission. That's reverse, but I do not have reverse lights. That will be something we'll worry about later. And with that, I can cross underhood wiring with ignition off my list and move on to the next item. I ordered the parts for the brake master to get the brake master cylinder in and finish the brake system. That will probably be the next video, hopefully. But I want to thank my subscriber, you know who you are, for the information and what to look for on this to get that get my ignition working. That was relatively painless. I was expecting to have to be digging through underneath the Jeep to try to find the transmission one, so that's awesome. And with that, we will end this week's video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I do read every comment, and I hope everybody has a great week.